president has said, I think, approximately 38 or 39 times before that he has a deal with Iran. I think for many of us, we'll believe the deal when we see it actually inked and signatures signed. So what I hear from everyone I talk to is they'll believe it when they see it.
Dozens of times, she said. What do you make of the signs that we have pointing to an imminent agreement today?
Well, again, frankly, I think what she said is pretty true. I think the agreement needs to be defined what it is. It's not an end state where Iran has agreed to have IAEA, International Atomic Energy Commission, folks in to verify that the Iranians have gotten rid of their nuclear capability. We talk about the buried uranium in Isfahan potentially being handed over or at least destroyed. So it's a step in the right direction. It shows that the Iranians are feeling pressure, but it's not over until it's over, and that's a long ways off, I think, which is unfortunate.
Well, producers want you to follow up and dive a little bit deeper into something you said previously here on News Nation about the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Let's listen.
If I'm analyzing this from the standpoint of pure objectivity, I think the IRGC is getting stretched pretty thin right now, and I think they're going to have to look at a solution.
Tell us more about what you think the state of the IRGC is right now.
Well, the IRGC is kind of a hybrid mafioso, really. They control the economy, they control the internet, they control the discussions in the country. They control virtually everything that goes on in Iran. And I know the population, I definitely know the population has to be feeling a lot of pressure right now from the standpoint of the economy. Their inflation's up in the 50-60% range. The real is worth 1.7 million real to $1. You can't get, the economy is just terrible. And so the pressure on the IRGC has got to be high. And that's number two is the IRGC really is, they won't have the income coming in for them. They're greedy people. And they're harsh people. So I think they're on the verge. Who knows how far down the road, but I think they're on the verge of trouble with their own population. And I think the biggest motivator for them to start to agree to a deal is their internal population. So I think we need to stay the course. I think we need to not get too overly optimistic that this is the end state, the signature of an MOU, and we need to hold the course and be ready to see what happens next. But I don't trust the IRGC.
Oh, you're right. Well, they typically change what they say they're going to do in a deal anyway, or they have previously. In our Robert Sherman's reporting there that we just saw, he mentioned one perspective. Now, of course, after Operation Epic Fury began, President Trump, he was urging the people of Iran to rise up, right? He didn't go as far as Prime Minister Netanyahu saying that there will be regime change, but he was urging people to rise up. They so far haven't done that completely. And then we've got this position that Robert Sherman shared with us of the hardliners who are supporting the IRGC and saying, don't blink, resist at all costs, hold out a bit longer. What do you make of that point of view when they are literally bleeding hundreds of millions of dollars every day?
Well, there's reportedly 92 million Iranian citizens in Iran, obviously, and a small percentage of them probably are being paid by the IRGC, I suspect. And those protests are staged. I think the majority of people in Iran I'm sure they would love to see the regime change and get back to some normalcy and have an economy that's useful for them. So, again, I don't want to be skeptical. I'd like to see an end state to this thing. Everybody would. I'd like to see the straits open. I'd like to see free flow of oil. I'd like to see Americans back in their bases where they belong. But I think we have to wait and see. I don't want to be, kind of wet towel in this situation, but I don't trust it until I see the end state. And then the last thing would be not just the straits opening, but these on-the-ground inspectors to verify that the nuclear program is actually stopped. So that's a way off.
Yeah, we definitely need that verification to have peace of mind. The president's going to be flying out tomorrow for the G7 meetings. He's also going to hold bilateral meetings with the leaders of Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt. Before we go, just quickly, what's your message to them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in private, I hope he's giving the same message I'm talking to you about here. Let's be realistic, see what happens. We need to have verification.